Well, that's cool. But one thing after you told me you're going down there, I did some research because I was really curious about voodooism.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, voodoo's got a lot of cultural things. American, transatlantic, Haitian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went to a voodoo museum.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's a serious museum. It's like they want to tell you the real shit about voodoo.
Yeah. It's in no way like novel. It's very much so like talking about the roots and like where it came from. I was late to that museum because I had to take back the computer I had to buy for work. So I kind of rolled up. But yeah, they got like some of the history, some of the like different things, some of the terminology, like the juju, mojo, like
Yeah.
the like etymology of the words and like where those come from, and then just like a bunch of cool like statues and different like the everyone just thinks voodoo doll, but there's like a lot more to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting like ritual style stuff, but it's all like super. It's like spooky.
Yeah, it's very spooky, and it's like the research I did was like talking about how it has its origins, in like Nigeria and Benin and all that area in Africa. Yep, it gets brought over to I guess Haiti and the French quarters of Louisiana,
Yeah.
and if you're familiar with the history of slavery, if you don't live in Florida,
Wow, that's fired.
So yeah, if you're familiar with some of that history, it's like you weren't allowed to bring your religion with you, like it's a slave. They basically beat that out of you. They wanted you to become something else. So what the slaves did was they mixed their voodoo with the religion of their areas, which was Catholicism.
Mm-hmm.
So voodoo, like modern day voodoo, especially in the Louisiana cut, it's got a lot of parallels to Catholicism. Like there's a lot of like this person is this in voodoo, whereas it's the same person in Catholicism. Like Peter, Saint Peter, like has a parallel.
Okay. Yeah, because that was the thing that was fascinating is the like makeshift aspect of it, because like the symbology of everything that you would see there. There would be like crosses and things, but then there'd be other like altars and things that were just like foreign but familiar. So yeah, it is this weird marriage of like ideologies, but it's really cool. I would love to like study it more and find out like more about it, because it's kind of sad too, because the museum was quaint, to say the least. It was like all of like 2 rooms and then kind of like a gift shop and then a separate gift shop, which I don't know if they were related or not. So it was like the same as the museums, but whatever. It just deserved. It felt like it deserved more, But that's like the whole like American exceptionalism thing, Like it's just becomes this cliff note in sort of like slavery, which like we're also just like we're not really. I mean, that was so long ago.
Yeah, don't even talk about it.
We didn't do that. What is this? Voodoo? That's just silly, It's like no, this is like a whole culture and way of life that you basically eradicated,
Or stigmatized.
Yeah, but I mean, through the stigmatization, like more or less, like I don't know if there's active voodoo practitioners in the U.S.
Yeah, and that's another thing I learned was that people don't really talk about it as much because of the stigma around it. It's like because you hear voodoo, witch doctor, voodoo doll,
right.
Chicken bones.
Not to mention like Hollywood and every like rendition that they've done of it.
Like everything, it's all spooky. But it's spooky Catholicism. Like,
yeah.
when it comes down to it. When in reality, it's like it's got a whole different thing. But one thing I thought was cool was that, in Catholicism or any other Abrahamic religion, really, the idea of being possessed by a spirit is a bad thing, right? You get an exorcist, you get the spirit out of you. And in voodoo, being possessed is like it's an honor. Like
nice.
Yeah, like a spirit has possessed you because they want to send a message through you, or like they're trying to help. It's like
being a prophet,
pretty
channeling
much
the spirit through you.
Yeah, which if you think about how voodoo people are depicted in media, they always someone always gets possessed by some shit, something along those lines. And it was like this sinister thing. It's like, no, the spirits are trying to guide you. They're trying to like show you something. And it's like, oh, that's kind of a sort of like beautiful way to think about your connection to the spirit realm.
Yeah, no, it's funny when you back up and like kind of remove yourself from the I don't know, like puritanical, like Christian values that we like grow up in like American society, and start thinking about these things like Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah,
butchered that, I'm sure. But it's like a way of honoring your dead and communicating to them in a way that's like everyone like acts like, oh, that's so like sacrilegious and disgusting. But it's like, no, really, like you just start thinking about it differently. Like it can be a really beautiful thing, and like just different art and viewing, like our communication through our ancestors and how we want to do that. Because there's a lot of that in the Voodoo that it was like honoring the dead or like leaving mementos and like asking for favors. Like there's little like shrines and things where you could put like $1 or like something meaningful to you as a tribute and like say a blessing or ask the spirit for some sort of guidance or like to look after this thing in your life,
Right.